Gentlemen.
Really complicated. You score touchdowns, Jim.
Well, thank you so much for that invaluable piece of advice.
Round 2, Season 2, Cabalvision Championship Fight. Right? I am serious, Jest. I'll be announcing this match. This match is actually live, but because of a late start on the match, I had to back it up to the beginning for your viewing pleasure. So I'll be announcing this as if it's live. It will be catching up to where it is live, and then you'll be able to track the match as it goes. All right. You're seeing the Norse. They're hosting the home team is VPowerV, hosting the Froth Fighters gaming convention at Meteors, and then they are facing off. They're hosting the necromantic team, the Space Meteors, coached by gasolemall. Both of these coaches very good veterans from Season 1 from the Champion Cup. They have returned to the playoffs this year again, and they're here trying to advance for that coveted semifinal spot, the last remaining semifinal spot. And the Necros start off, inflicting hits, and there's a nasty right cross, and Guinness is injured. Nice rainy game, and the Necro are really taking advantage of that brutal roll your sleeves up type of game. Surrounding those Norse players, they want to take advantage of that low armor. When all you do is wear a mankini, it just aggravates other teams and it makes them want to hurt you. So I'm being told that you can barely hear me. Let's see. All right. How about now? Is this better? Hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me better now. All right. So, once again, this is Serious Jest. You are watching the Blood Bowl 2 PS4 Champion Cup Round 2. And it is you're seeing the Froth Fighters face off against the Space Meteors. And look at that. The rain becomes a factor. And Williamette, the ghoul, is unable to pick up that ball despite the extra training that he did all week on picking up balls. He trained behind billboards on the highway on picking up balls, and unfortunately he was still able to get them up when they were slippery. Exactly. The balls went between his legs, and he couldn't recover the ball. Or the ball went between his legs, rather. He couldn't recover the ball. But this week he did a lot of training on picking up balls. It just didn't pay off. In any case, the Norse do not bite on that loose ball. I guess despite wearing the mankinis, they're not into chasing after balls. They'd rather let the ball come their way and then grab it when it least expects to be grabbed without the ball's consent. That's the way the Norse prefer to operate. And here comes a nasty double uppercut from Murchison on Shimei, and Shimei is going to be stunned. Follow up by the teammate, Cannon Diablo, who's going to hit Hogarden. And Hogarden is going to get clawed to the ground, and oh, that must have hurt real bad. He's blinded with pain. He's seeing stars. That's not a pretty sight. Shredded Mankini, and he's trying to get his bearings together. And now we will see the Norse retaliate. First, Aspalis comes after Tucson Ring, and those Yetis got a nasty, nasty little swing of their own. And down goes Tucson Ring, knocked out. Momentarily going to leave the pitch. Exactly. Boom, like Steel Drake says. And look at that. Kenyon Diablo is going to catch a bad one. Oh, badly hurt, and we're not going to see Cannon Diablo again this game. Fails to regenerate, and now you're going to see the Necro team operate with only one wolf, and that's difficult because that's their mighty blow guy. That's the guy that causes all the hate and discontent against the other teams. So, are they going to be able? Lucky for them, the team that they're facing against is that they're faced off against is low armor, because normally they rely on him to cut through the heavy armor and inflict the injuries. And as we talk about low armor, Strongbow's armor is broken, and the zombie, Sikot Allen, puts him on his back and unaware of what the hell is going on. He is confused. And he's on the sideline. Steel Drake says that Wolf was horrible. He didn't like the Agi down. He took an injury, and he's not as agile as he used to be. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And Murchison tries to, man, they're really targeting these Ulfs. They want these. They do not like these werebears over on the sideline. Save the bears. They're not for it. They don't like it. They're not about that hashtag bear life. And look at that. So K-Dune tries to extend his, tries to run a little faster than normal, and because of the slippery conditions, ends up planting himself flat on his back and knocking the wind out of himself. And ooh, for a second there, I thought we were gonna get our surfboards out and turtle wax. And I thought Gibeon was about to take a trip, but again, the Norse just playing conservative. They don't want to mess this up and get out of position and have the Norse run down field. And with this Wolf still on the pitch, Allende can cover a lot of ground, man, as fast as a skink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he can normally cover 16 meters in a turn, and he is exactly at where he wants his speed to be. I hit against that zombie, Sikot Allen, and it's unable to finish, but here comes the Yeti. The Yeti's going to target the Wolf. The Wolf's going to use his sidestep to redirect his body the way he wants it to go, and that could be disastrous. The Stella Artois is knocked out because the Wolf has blocked. That was supposed to be a bolt down. I don't understand that. That Wolf has Juggernaut. But the Yeti has Juggernaut, I thought. No, it's regeneration. Well, no, it's Juggernaut. Juggernaut on a bolt down is supposed to be treated like a big blue arrow. So that's weird that happened. Why did the Yeti go down? Did he just exceed his movement? Maybe that's what happened. And he failed to go for it? But that was weird. I don't understand why that Yeti went down. Block. So weird. Why did the Yeti go down? He has Juggernaut. Is that a glitch in the game? I'm not sure. Yeah, the Steel Drake, the Juggernaut, I don't know if you're asking the Juggernaut, because you don't know what the Juggernaut skill is. I think you do. Probably. Yeah, it's got to be maybe it's a glitch. I don't know. There is on the official forums, if you go into the general folder, there's a technical file where they talk about known glitches and stuff like that. So I guess I'll look that up later because that was weird. I don't know why the Yeti went down. Yeah. So you were just as confused as I was. Why did the Juggernaut not kick in? But in any case, we still got a exciting match here. William Met is... Oh, wait a minute. Chimay has just been injured by Murchison with that nasty double slap to the face. Oh, catching him in both the ears. Left my ears ringing. That's how resounding that was. And now William Met's gonna take off and recenter the ball. You got to be careful if you're the Norse. These Necro, they may not be that agile, but they're fast. They got some fast pieces. Those ghouls can move, and so can the wolves. So even though you got the wolves down, you gotta worry about them recentering their offense over here and then sealing you off. But we also know gasolemall is good at positioning. VPowerV is good at positioning, so he's able to recover. Knocks down a zombie, remarks the ball. They still haven't used their blitz, but I imagine, here comes the boom. It's going to be Peroni. Oh, no, wait. I misjudged the situation. They're going to come with, it's not going to be Peroni. It's going to be their tackler, the Postman. And the Postman, like Bertie Buffon says, always delivers. Not only does he take the ball away from William Met like he's bag snatching on Halloween, but he injures him, and William Met is going to be gone for the match. There are no apothecaries for the undead. All of them normally regenerate except those ghouls, which is why you got to protect them. And it looks like gasolemall did not protect his ghouls well enough. And look at that. the Ulf, the werebear, tries to get a little cute and dodge out and, you know, do a little float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type of thing, and fails, even with the reroll. And that was a nasty looking kick from the whites over there. I don't know which one of them it was that did it, but they hit him with that sweep the leg, Johnny. Are you sure, FanFox? You got to choose. You have to choose to use the Juggernaut in that situation. So maybe he misclicked. We'll have to ask him about that in the post game. By the way, Fan, if you're, you know, again, I often encourage my fellow Champion Cup coaches to jump in the booth with me and co-announce so that you guys can get to know who it is that you're watching on a personal level, and you know, maybe fall in love with them as a coach and cheer for their team. So FanFox, if you want, I could send you a party invite here, and we can co-announce this together. We're best friends. We're best friends. All right, here comes Peroni, knocking down Gideon and punishing him for thinking that he was worthy of that ball or putting a threat on that ball. And look at these Norse playing like elves. And you're going to see Hogarden seal off that ball. Norse playing it conservative here on defense. They do obviously want to pick up the ball, but having already used a reroll for the turn, they know how difficult it can be to pick that ball up in these conditions. They don't want to free it up and let the Necro run off downfield with the ball and score. And look, they even left that Ulf back there just in case. And now look at that. So how did that happen? The ball was pushed. A Norse player was knocked into the ball, and even in the rain, Hogarden's reflexes just really came through on that one. And Allende is going to start mixing it up. He's pissed off that his teammate was getting all the credit for being the instructor on this team. And now with his teammate being hurt, that even motivated more for him to step up. And he just put a tackle zone on the ball carrier, rather. Another hit on that ghoul peak skill, and every time that those ghouls get hit now, especially after the other one got badly hurt, definitely, I can imagine, I can see gasolemall over there wincing. So the werewolf gets pushed off of the ball carrier, and you're going to see the ball carrier lead from the front. He doesn't just carry balls. He also blitzes and gets it done on his own. And, oh, no, Hogarden tries to dodge through. And, man, that was a risky move. But I guess you got to try to get into position, get into place, and was unable to make the dodge. And can the Necro capitalize on this now? They've got an Ulf downfield. Ulfs are not known for their catching. And right now, I don't think they're even worried about the ball. They just want to put Peroni into the stands. And Peroni is in the hands of the fans. But before the Necro fans can get to him, the Norse fans make a human shield around him and get him back over safely to the sideline. So Peroni will be back at longest at the beginning of the second half. Ooh, another failed dodge. There are a lot of failed dodges, a lot of sweeps going on here. Am I watching soccer or am I watching Blood Bowl? A lot of kicking happening here. And so it looks like the Norse have nobody down the field. So there will probably be no scoring. Yeah, the Ulf came back. There will be no scoring here. It's just going to be the North trying to take advantage of it. They can't. And we go into the half at 0-0. All right, FanFox, maybe next time. Halftime. Again, if you're tuning in, this is the official Cabalvision PS4 Champion Cup, Round 2, Season 2, and this is the last match of Round 2 to see who goes into the semifinals. Will it be VPowerV's Norse Froth Fighters, or will it be gasolemall's Necromantic Space Meteors? Stay tuned to find out. if you realize the pieces are moving very, very fast, that's again because we are on we're in replay mode, although the game was live when I started. So this game should be live. They should be toward the end of the game, and we've been on catch up here, hoping to catch up in time to catch to catch up to them before the ending happens live. So this is not live, what you're exactly watching, but the match still is. So stay tuned to see everything that happened before, as if it was happening live. I don't know what happened, so you're gonna be catching genuine excitement from me. Get excited, bro. Get excited. Norse lining up. Necromantic kick it off. It's a nasty, dreary day, and look at that! The fans are revved up in this game. I told you the stadium is very tense, and that little ping pong match that just happened over there when Peroni got kicked into the sideline between the fans has escalated, and they're shouting obscenities at each other. Some of it spills over onto the field. It has to get quickly cleared, but not before the ref gets punched in the mouth by one of these fans. He can't identify who did it to throw him out, but now the ref looks a little shook up. And Alan Hills is stunned. The Norse are a glass cannon team, low armor, but they can get it done offensively. And we are going to see the Yeti take a nasty swing at Murchison, and those claws cut right through that armor. Murchison is going to start seeing stars. The ball successfully picked up in the rain. Normally, men wearing mankinis are pretty good at picking up balls, even when they're slippery and wet. And here comes the boom on the zombie, and Booyakasha, Campo del Cielo gets knocked to the ground. There you go, Norse screen him off. The Norse offense looking good. Here comes Gibeon, the white, coming hard on the postman, and uh-oh, the postman always delivers, but not when he's out sick. And he's out sick right now. He's got a case of the slobbers. He's over there on the sideline, drooling and unaware of what the hell is going on around him. The Necro tried to close in on the screen. Steel Drake says the fans are pissed off. That was probably you that punched the ref in the face, wasn't it, Steel Drake? Told you, man, anger management classes. Anger management classes. I lash out because I'm unhappy. And there is a nice little back fist that's going to be followed by an attack from Corona on Nagata. Clearing a little space. And the Norse are going to get this little screen. Start bringing the screen, tightening it up a little bit. And the ball carrier is going to go left. Confident that they can't get to him. Now this is risky. Okay, not so much anymore, but this is a sidestepper, but oh yeah, so the Yeti unable to do his part. Stella Artois, he is looking over. He's supposed to block Sikot Allen, but starts slobbering over himself and notices, he's got something stuck in his fur, starts chewing at his fur furiously and forgets to block that zombie. And here comes the wolf, Allende. He's going to try to open a hole here and get up on that ball carrier, but manages to just kind of push the Ulf back and allow his teammates to come and seal off that little alley down the wide zone. Going to force the Norse to reevaluate what they want to do with their offense, and in the meantime, the noose starts to tighten around the neck of the Norse as the Necro are closing in on the little side screen. Yeah, Steel, they could have probably put, one die blitz on the ball carrier? It could have been there. But, I guess both sides have been playing pretty conservative defense. It's not the first time these guys have coached against each other. They did not see each other in the Cup last season, but in Season 3 and Season 2 and like the regular season, just the matchups in the ladder, these guys have played against each other. There's a lot of respect between these two coaches. They know that both of them are good, and you can't afford to make mistakes or get too crazy. You get too aggressive, you get burnt. And And I'm sure that the Necro Gasolemall knows he makes too big of a mistake here. He gets too aggressive, and he could be chasing this Norse team into the end zone. Or worse yet, have a cage set up in his backfield and never get there. Corona knocked out again by that nasty double uppercut that Cape York likes to employ. And the Necro are just not letting the Norse go the ways they want to go. What's up, Lou Liz? Lou Liz in the chat. Basically a rainy game. Teams having trouble pushing it downfield. And so it's just basically kind of been a slugfest. The Norse doing their part. Take a look at these injury boxes. You got two badly hurt and 3 knocked out for the Norse, and the Space Meteors are missing one of their werewolves and their main blodging ghoul. So both sides have taken their licks. And are we about to see Aspalis get surfed? We are. Aspalis gets fed to the fans. This time the Necro fans go over to try to finish him off the same way, but the Norse fans come in and defend him just like they did Peroni. And they escort him back over to his own sideline. And if the Norse come back, if there is another kickoff after this, he will retake the field. If they get another kickoff. And that dodge almost failed, but this week Estrella did some extra work with the jump rope, got those little double unders going, and thanks to that, his agility benefited, and he was able to make the dodge he would have normally otherwise failed. Little, not exactly a side cage, more just like a little side, I don't even know what that is, but there can be a hit on the ball carrier now. They just got to try to mark him up, and the question is, will the undead risk that 50% dodge to mark the assist? Right now, it looks like again the Necromantic are just really having fun executing their hits. There you go. There's the mark on the assist, and boy, those wolves sure can cover a lot of ground. Allende gets up on Estrella, make sure he doesn't break away. We're going to get some extra support moving back by Nogada, who moves back at what is his version of hurrying up. And now we are going to see the attack on the ball carrier. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And even then, the extra training he did this week on blocking does not pay off. Leffe able to stay on his feet. A little patty cake ensues. And can the Norse clear a path for Leffe? Ouch! Peekskill gets knocked out. A mighty blow. A mighty blow from that berserker. That's who hit him? Peroni? Yeah, it was Peroni. And it looks like the Norse are just going to score. Hashtag just score. Runs a little faster than normal. That's that adrenaline running through him. And Leffe is going to start flexing the muscles. Oh, yeah. That's what triceps look like, bro. There you see the cheerleaders showing off their bodies. We're going to have still 2 dead and injured Norse we saw, but 2 of the Norse are going to get up. The smelling salts worked. And one of the ghoul, and the only ghoul that was knocked out, is going to get up. Of course, the other ghoul has been badly injured and will be out, but both sides not working with full roster. The wolf is out. The wolf is out, and a blodge ghoul is out for the Necros, and there are 2 linemen out for the Norse and one of their Ulfs. So not having the Ulf on the field will probably hurt because they miss his strength, but I'm sure the Norse are okay with 2 of their linemen being the guys hurt as a trade-off for the werewolf and the ghoul being out on the other side. I don't remember whether either side came in with Oh, look at that. The weather clears. The clouds part. The sunshine comes out just in time for the Necro to try to cheer this up. I was going to say, I don't remember. I'll tie this up. I don't remember if either side came in with more than 11 players. So we'll find out in a second. Let me get this pouring rain. I don't know why it still says pouring rain. It's obviously not raining anymore. That must be Tom Tucker reporting the weather. And there you still see the Space Meteors still haven't used their bribe. I think it's almost like the coaches know the bribes are there, but right now they're just really fighting hard to maintain position.
The attacker has an assist.
Murchison is going to hit Espalis, but unable to keep him gone. Campo de Cielo is going to go down the sideline. And can the Necro establish this cage in the wide zone? They have 4 turns to put this in the end zone. Can gasolemall keep this game alive? And let's see that. So Steel Drake says that Surf might have cost him on the oath. Ooh, a nasty right hook. And Sikot Allen is knocked to the ground by San Miguel. And, one die block getting a little risky from Peroni on Allen Hills, and it's going to work, but at the cost of a reroll. And the Froth Fighters are out of rerolls where the Necromantics still have 2 rerolls. Now, this is dangerous if we go to overtime and the reroll distribution stays this way. And there's the Juggernaut. Stella Artois comes up big this time against Murchison, not only knocking the Flesh Golem down, but now marking up all of these players over here in the wide zone, and that could put a kink in the plans of the Necromantic. Space Meteors with 3 turns left, and you see them trying to push some of these blocks, maybe open a hole. Again, that werewolf can easily break up the other sideline. Lula is cheering for VPowerV in the chat. And Mercy Flush approves of the early score and not stalling. So they take advantage of the score when you have it. Hashtag just score and then just play D. And you're seeing this Wolf over here really pushing. He's not completely shielded over there, and this really leaves him open. So first you're going to see Corona. Oh, wow, they're able to mark him just completely. Hogarden marks him. And are we going to see Corona dodge out? No, Corona is just going to take his 2-die block, pushing Gideon back. But that opens up for the Postman to come do his thing. But the Postman, is not able to deliver on this time. But he does stall the Wolf up. So now we're getting into the wee hours of the game, the final turns of the regular period, and you've put 2 blockers in the way of this Wolf. Allen Hills gets knocked out, though. The Norse are putting pressure on, and if the Necro don't do something soon, it's going to be too late. Stella Artois tries to take a 1-die block on Murchison. That's risky and does not get burnt on it, but manages to keep tying up all these Necro. Now, it looks like the Necro are going to be, they're gonna stand there and fight with the Yeti, and that's sucking up a lot of players over on that sideline. So it looks kind of like this. They're making up their mind to just, are we going to see a 1-die block and then let the Wolf? Yeah, the Wolf is going to blitz 1-die block. Now this becomes a 2-die block. And Hogarden gets finished off, and is he going to go all the way? He's going all the way! Touchdown! Look at that, what an exciting game. Allende, both of these teams, this is not, most of these, if you watch most of these Champion Cup matches, coaches, including myself, have been stalling it out, trying to give the other coaches little opportunity to score as possible, and this is why, because when you leave the other coach a little time, all of us are very competent and can get in your end zone, and especially when you got such a high movement player like Allende. And low risk, big reward. Tie ball game, and can the Norse one turn to end this match right now?
Mercy Flush in the chat. Shout out. Says, yeah, he's happy. He wants us to go to OT. Bernie Buffon would approve, right? Again, there are no ties in the Champion Cup. There are ties in the ladder to get to the Cup. No ties in the Champion Cup. So, if one of these teams does not score, we're going into overtime. Allen Hills is knocked out. It looks like the Norse are not even trying the one turn. They're just trying to whittle their opponent down and put some damage on their opponent, but unable to do what they wanted to do. So we're probably going to just see some SPP farmed at this point. Actually trying to protect their players. No, they're trying to foul. Before we go into overtime, a foul on the flesh golem. They really wanted that flesh golem down. I'm sorry, was that on the zombie? Wow. Risking players on the zombie, huh? And turn 16. Here comes the mighty Blow White. Gideon trying to take Peroni out of the game. Peroni's been kind of a thorn in the Necromantic team's side. And I'm wondering now, by the way, if VPowerV regrets scoring so early and not trying to stall a little more. We're going to overtime, folks. Let's see. Who will win the toss? As we know, when we go to overtime, the toss becomes instrumental. Ooh, the Norse player stays down. And the Necromantic zombie gets up. Who will win the toss? It's up. Notice the intricate markings on the gold coin. And it looks like the ball will belong to the Necromantic team. What a comeback. And now they have the ball. Advantage Necromantic so far. And you know what? I'm going to switch viewpoints after the kickoff because I'm going to go with the offense here and get behind the Necromantics. Quick snap happens. The Froth fighters get off their feet. Or wait a minute. No. I messed that up. So I guess the defense must have set up really fast. And so it's the Necro do not have the ball. I'm sorry. The Norse have the ball. False alarm. I Steve Harvey'd that. Please excuse me. And the Norse is going to wisely cordon off the area with the ball. They gotta be careful though, because theoretically, can Ayenda get there to surf? No, he can't. Yeah, he can get there and surf that Norse player. So putting a player over there, even though you're blocking for the ball, if you're not careful, that wolf can get at you and mess you up. A little ping pong with the zombie here. Decides to knock him into the backfield instead of making sure that keeping him in front. And man, this Yeti is just really going after Murchison. He does not like him. The Juggernaut kicks into effect, so no stand firm will be working for Murchison and gets him down. Stella Artois comes back and posts up again. If that Flesh Golem's not careful, he's going to get surfed, and he's not used to that. What's up, Lulis? Yeah, Steve Harvey did before. Yes, Mercy says that OT coin flip is one of the harshest rolls of the game. Of course. Yeah, that really determines the outcome there. It's tough. So. But you never know. You never know. And you're going to see the Necro push up, and we're going Mark City. They say, you know what? We're done. We're done dancing around these Mankini freaks. We are going to push up on them and force them to fight. And let's see if this backfires or pays off. But this AV7 holding up okay for the Norse. Really, this could be a lot worse for a team that's been mixing it up. And we are in turn 18. There are only 24 turns in overtime before we stop and go to penalty kicks. So And if you did not see season 1, we had a coach actually that did not know that, and the Bernie Buffon conundrum was born, where you hold out for scoring in turn 25 and end up going to penalty kicks, and a tree kicks a penalty. Literally, a tree kicks a penalty kick and stops you from victory. And ooh, this is dangerous. Stella Artois cornering peak skill. The Ghoul. Nobody puts baby in the corner is what the Ghoul is saying, but they might just, the baby might be in the corner. And this is, man, this is risky. This is, no, they're covering the bases pretty, no, it's risky though. There could be a 1-die block on this ball with a 67% dodge. So, but, you know, the Norse have said enough. We don't want to be playing around. We're not scoring in turn 25. We're going to score right damn here. We're going to score right when we feel like it. Around comes K-Dune, and you're going to see White Power! White Power! K-Dune knocks Hogarden down, stunning him. And we're going to see the Yeti get marked up, and uh-oh! Big Yeti go down. Goes down. Stella Artois gets double uppercutted into oblivion. And the Apo comes out with some smelling salts and meat, raw meat. And it looks like Stella Artois is starting to come to. But I think he's going to be done for the next turn at least.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the...
And there's that 1-die block I was talking about, successful. Ooh, Allende manages to free up the ball, but puts it right in the hands of two Norse, or right at the feet of two Norse players, rather. And I am surprised that it wasn't, that Wolf didn't risk a couple of go-for-its to get to that ball. That's in a dangerous position right there. I mean, the ball is open to get used right now, and that's all it takes. Tucson Ring gets a little bit of the business, and that ball is open for the taking. And are we going to see the score for the win right here in overtime? The Postman picks it up, and if you don't know, the Postman always delivers. The Norse are moving to round 3, aka the semifinals, in a thrilling overtime victory against the Space Meteors. I don't have the coaches in the chat, but I do want to say congratulations, guys. I guess we just missed catching up. We got started a little too late. Thanks for getting this one done. So we are into the semifinals, and if you guys hold on, we can take a quick look at what it looks like, and I'll start that competition so we can start doing some planning here. But real quick, statistics. 2-1, Froth Fighters versus Space Meteors. Only 14 armor breaks versus 13. Normally, when the Norse are involved, there's a bloodbath both ways. So, oh, yeah, VPowerV just jumped in here at the end. So I'll get him in the interview room. Hold on. I'm going to send him an invite out right now. So just listen to although my screen is probably blue, if you want to listen to the sweet sounds of my soothing voice, just go right there. When I talk like that, it probably sounds creepy, right? So, but that's okay. It's not creepy if I say it's not creepy. Now put the lotion in the basket. Yeah, just trying to keep you entertained. I'm stalling for time. All right, who knows some good jokes here? While I invite VPowerV and gasolemall. I think gasolemall said he had to go cry himself to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. Gasolemall's a great guy. Very good sportsman. I sent him an invite, but I think he did say it's pretty late for him out there, and they actually work in Spain, I think. So okay. VPowerV is invited. In the meantime, let's take a look at this. 14 armor breaks versus 13.
Hello.
What's up, V? Congratulations
doing, man?
on a tough overtime
the
win.
Postman delivers.
Yes, he does.
Postman. He's
Shout
an
out to
absolute
Bernie
legend.
Buffon.
Yeah, man.
You guys took a lot of chances in this one, and you threw out the conventions of you know, like the stall out, protect yourself, play conservative. Like, you guys just kind of went for it. It was a lot of fun to watch, but it had to be kind of heart-wrenching at times, huh?
Yeah, it was. Well, both my scores, to be honest, came straight on real, like, you know, you knew there was going to be a hit coming, and I kind of just relied on the Blodge stepper, and I hoped he'd do it. Obviously, that final touchdown there, I thought it was going to be a 2-dice into a 2-dice uphill. So I thought if he managed to survive the first one, then he should have been home and dry on the second one. But I mean, he got the power. But I had the guys around him as well to scoop it up wherever it went, so I felt fairly safe with that. Obviously managed to free up that zombie and get the zombie in there, which was the only spanner in the works, but managed to clear him out and it was alright. And then yeah, on the first one I was looking at the squares and I kind of double bluffed him, because I wanted to push on the up the left, obviously that's where everyone was, and it kind of dragged all these players over there, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I can maybe make a break for the right depending what he does with his wolf and the white, and he committed the wolf in and left the white to cover, and I thought I should be able to get enough players here to free him up and keep him home and dry. But he got a couple of dodges and cleared some zombies, and that they got out in and managed to make it a little bit more tricky. Oh, with a ghoul as well, so he did get he got a 1 dice on there, but luckily again the broad stepper stayed up. So yeah, it was a little bit risky, but I just thought I might as well go for it.
We just been joined in the chat by gasolemall. What's up, gasolemall? Tough
Hey,
loss, overtime, man. Both of you guys coached very well and very exciting. Another good performance.
Oh yeah, thanks. Well, I tried. But well, I faced a very serious opponent, so I just couldn't defend his plays that were very fast, and I tried to blitz him and couldn't get the dices.
Right.
Yeah, you got a lot of pushes on your attack. You got a lot of pushes, which didn't help.
I lacked a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I played a good game.
Definitely. I think both of you, I was just surprised because of you watching the other games, like everybody else is so conservative and afraid to take chances, and you guys just kind of went for it. Both of you did at certain times. So it was kind of like a really fun game to watch, and then there were shots at the ball carriers. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. So really fun game. Did you kind of after the Meteors came back and scored on you to tie it up? Did you regret not trying to stall it 1 or 2 more turns? Oh, by the way, make sure, guys, that your settings, because he said, Lou says that one of you at least is not coming through on the sound. So make sure you go to your party icon. So hit your PlayStation button, go to the chat icon, go in there, go to advanced settings, and check the box that says allow voice to be shared, because the chat can't hear you.
I think it might be Gasol's from before. I think you could hear him, but it was really, really quiet. But,
Okay.
Okay,
yeah. With the stalling, I thought, especially on that first touchdown, I thought there was no way I could try and stall that. It was either score or nothing. To be honest, it was only way to stall. I thought would have been he would have got the hits. He had enough players up there, so I just went for the biggest mistake I made in the whole match when I was kicking myself was I can't even remember. I blitzed someone with I blitzed the wolf with the
Juggernaut.
with the Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just completely forgot. I was so used to, because I know it's fairly obvious the last 2 games. I blitzed a lot with the Yeti just to try and get the injuries, and I'm so used to having Juggernaut and the pushes, and I just completely forgot that Juggernaut is not block. And I thought, actually, I don't want to push him again because at a sidestep I didn't know where he was going to go. I thought, I'll take the block and we'll lock him here.
So you declined it thinking that your Yeti had block.
Yeah. And then he got knocked out. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that could have cost you, man. That was huge.
I thought I'd thrown it away right there. That was massive. And then, luckily enough, he came back. But yeah, that was a terrible mistake. There was that. What did I do? There was that, and there was one other thing I did as well that was really stupid. I can't remember, but it wasn't a major thing. Just I think it was maybe a stupid dodge or maybe a 1 dice into a 2 red or something. I don't know. But yeah,
in the meantime, Gaso, did you manage to check that box? Let's run a quick sound check and make sure that, okay.
I think I changed that already, so they should listen to me now.
Okay, good to go. So in the chat, please let us know if you can hear Gasolemall. So again, just going back, Man, look at this ball possession: 27% from the Norse, 33% from the Space Meteors. Okay, now they can hear you in the chat. They said the ball was on the ground a lot, which was fun to watch, especially with the rain coming down and mixing it up.
Yeah,
But
I forgot about the rain in the first half. As soon as I saw that rain, I thought, I'm not
Yeah.
even risking this. And I
this
think
was
a
like
big
watching
turning
like
point
a
as well was-
fight too, like a street fight. Look at this: 65
Yeah.
blocks versus 58. 65 for the Norse versus 58. 4 KOs versus 5. 3 injuries to 2. This was a lot of fun to watch. You guys brought you definitely entertained everybody. Leffe, the big winner on the SPP too. It really came through for you.
Yeah. Finally got that one SPP he missed out on in the last game.
Oh snap! Yeah, now he's almost he's way over now. He was missing out on 1 in the last game, and now he's way over.
Yeah.
I think he levels again at 76, right?
Losing that wolf as well early on was a big deal for
Yeah.
Gaston. That was obviously one of the biggest threats for me. I had to get him off the pitch, and it didn't even come from it wasn't even me particularly targeting them for a big hit. I just thought, I can give him a hit here, but literally it went down.
Then I also knew that it was a very close game, so I knew that who won the overtime possession, that was key, I think.
There's a little debate going on in the chat, just in terms of. By the way, one of you has me like on your TV. I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, it's not mine.
There's a guy.
I don't know.
So if you have me like in the background,
very loud.
like coming out, I can hear it. But just
It's
go.
gone. It's gone.
Okay, it's gone now. So the chat was saying that they think that the overtime flip is very harsh, and it's very game decided.
Yeah.
We have seen it decide a lot of games, but I mean, honestly, it's, at some point, I guess what are our other options? Like both sides get 1 possession, and it just keeps going. Like you either score or you don't. Type of thing. You can do like college football does, where everybody lines up. You can line each other up. 16 meters, or from the half field with the ball, and say go. You have 4 turns to score.
Yeah, that'd be quite a funny thing actually.
The Wolves will have advantage there.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the downside of that is that teams like dwarves or orcs would be kind of screwed. Versus an elf team, for them to cover that's easy. So I think that this just might be the way that we have to do it when it comes down to it. Unless you just want to go right to penalty kicks.
It's a little bit unfair, to give one team the opportunity to score, and the other team just has to defend and pray to get that ball back.
It's tough.
It's tough. I think there should be other options, but I have always thought that, not because it happened to me today, but I think it's unfair. That's that.
You could just engage in a challenge of wits and both drink from one of the chalices is poisoned. That's a Princess Bride reference. Never engage with a Sicilian in a land war. So anyway, you guys are ready for me to advance, so we go to the next round and see who the matchups are? Maybe I get your take over here on who's gonna win. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna to my squad real quick. Ignore these team names. So you guys are watching in the chat. I'm gonna advance the competition to the next round. Let me see the Champion Cup, and day 2 is done. We see the Froth Fighters won. See, Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, the Dark Elf team, won. The Baltimore Blood, Nurgle won. And Swagger Squad, the High Elf team, won. By the way, the score was 2-1 across the board the entire round. Everybody won 2-1. And I'm going to confirm round right now live. Boom, it's done. So our final matchups, round 3 for the semifinals. All right, the Frostbite Fighters will be facing off against Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, which is that's Fant Fox's Dark Elf team with all the stat ups. A lot of fun there. And my Swagger Squad will be visiting the Baltimore Blood. That's just
That's the first time I've seen your result. I hadn't seen your result from your game.
Oh, you
I
guys
didn't realise
started.
you won.
Right,
No,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we started before you'd finished. So yeah, I didn't
I
realise you.
watched-
What was the score?
I
2-1 as well.
watched
was it?
2-1.
I watched the first half and I thought that Sirius was going to lose, but you did a comeback.
Yeah, it was. Well, the first it was like a tale of two halves. The first half was the Orcs caged up and just, trundled down the field like a freight train. I just couldn't stop them. I couldn't do anything, and it
Yeah,
came
so
down to
the first
overtime. It was
half.
like, so the second half, I basically spread my guys out all over the field in his side of the field, managed to get behind him, construct a little screen within a screen. He burned his wizard trying to get to the ball. He wasn't able to, and I basically managed to hold out and give him 3 turns to score to get it back. I was able to stall out until there were 3 turns left. So he managed to, even though I marked up his passer, I marked up his receivers, he still managed to dodge his passer free, run downfield, throw the ball like on a pretty long pass, make the pass, and he failed the catch. So we went to overtime. I got the ball and and managed to. It wasn't easy. It's definitely worth the watching it. It's on Demented's Twitch,
Yeah, watch the
DYMNTD.
second half now.
Yeah, it's worth the watch because he made it very, very difficult on me. And again, I think the coin flip was definitely instrumental there as well. As to whoever got it was, I think we were having trouble stopping each other on defense. But yeah, so Froth Fighters versus Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough. I think this one's gonna be a bloodbath in my opinion because FanFox does not like to score early. And and he will mix it up with you, and he's got some strength pieces and agi pieces, and he knows how to set up assists. So you'll definitely be seeing the elf stall there.
Some serious TV advantage on me as well there.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the
400 odd.
since we got a little time real quick.
I was going to say that I think it's the underdog battle. At first, nobody could have guessed that these two teams made it to the semifinals.
Yeah, because remember we were saying in the preview, if you want to look it up on my Twitch, I got for you guys that are watching, we did a whole preview of all the teams when we came in. Oh yeah, and all the home teams won, as Drake pointed out. Mercy Flesh, inconceivable. So we did a preview on all the teams, and you're right, gasolemall. We said Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough was that I called them as my dark horse team. I think somebody else did too. We were like, they're not favored to win because they were
the dark horse, but
what's that?
I think I called the Bretts as the dark horse. I think.
Yep. And they did well. They did well. They got out of the first round, came in the second, played. I think they lost to Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, right?
The Bretts, was it the last one? Yeah, that was the last game. Yeah.
So earlier in, this team hadn't played that many games. They've won 2 more, so they came in at 14-3-3, and they had just taken some injuries. So Mom Didn't Hug Me. But if you look at them, they got some stat freaks on their team. So it's funny that we were calling them an underdog, even though, it was maybe just because they made that last minute run and hadn't really developed that much. But they caught some stat ups along the way, so they don't look like an underdog anymore. This is kind of reminiscent of Stuntman Didi's Dark Side Indians that he ran in season 1 with, that everybody was afraid of. And then V, you're gonna have your work cut out for you, man. But there is a significant difference here. I mean, 1900 TV for Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough. They got 210,000 gold in the bank before, though. I mean, they have 210 in the bank, so his TV may not be really representative of where it's gonna be. But if he's at 1900 and you got 60,000 in the bank, and you're gonna have 11. You have a couple MNGs. You're gonna have 11 players exactly going into next week. You haven't leveled up your guys yet, but you should get some decent inducements here. So you figure out how you want to use them. Whether you're gonna pick up a star player. Will we see Wilhelm Chaney, or are we gonna see a wizard?
Ooh, 2 guys out. That's it. I mean, I'm pretty certain Fant's going to come into that game with a wizard as well, regardless. So.
You think he's gonna buy a wizard?
Maybe get one more player to make sure he's got a bench, and then I'd have thought he'd be getting a wizard in.
And you can spend the money on the wizard, huh?
Yeah, I've only got what we've got here.
This one should be really interesting.
Get some players as well.
So as soon as you guys schedule this one, let me know, and I will post it in the forums. Again, if you guys out there, I'll post and while we're talking, I'll go ahead and post in the Twitch chat here the link directly to the PS4 subfolder where you can keep track of the Champion Cup on PS4 and keep track of the action. I'm keeping running threads where I, like, when people tell me when their matches are, I post when they're scheduled. So if you guys let me know, I'll post it there. And I've also updated the scores and everything and try to link the Twitches and all that stuff. But yeah, so Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough versus Froth Fighters. What do you think, gasolemall? Who wins that one?
Ooh, it's very tough to say. VPowerV has, in my opinion, not a worse team. Their players are very low levels, but he has managed to fight with this team. So I couldn't say. Maybe I would say FanFox team. I haven't really looked at his team and his players, but I think he should have better team. But VPowerV is a very capable coach, and I congratulate him and wish him the best of luck. And it's going to be tough.
So who's your pick, though? Let's say you had to bet money. I know it's a tough question. I'll put you in the spot. Let's say you have to bet money and there's no odds. You get even payout.
I'd say FanFox team because I think it is better team. But
I think I have to agree with you there. I feel like VPowerV is an excellent coach who unfortunately last year didn't really get a true shot at the playoffs because of the blue screen. So he, in that first round he had a blue screen and ended up losing that match. And now we're seeing him really display those skills that people should be afraid of. And he's made it very far, even with a team that, like you said, is not really developed. I think FanFox is an amazing coach as well, and he's got a better team in this one. That being said, man, inducements really can do a lot. And if you see Cheney on the Froth Fighter side, or maybe a Wizard or whatever, with the right inducements, he could make up for it. I don't know. I think that in this case, though, if I had to bet money, I'm sorry, V, I'm going FanFox here because that team looks beastly.
Yeah.
But I wish you luck.
I was a betting man. I would be betting on FanFox as well, but I'm quite happy being the underdog. I think I have been in the last 2 games, so that suits me fine.
Underdog is nice.
I got Bernie's blessing anyway, and Fant has Bernie's curse, so
that triple
I think
B
that's
rating.
where the big stuff comes in.
You heard it here first. The Froth Fighters got Bernie's blessing. The Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough Darkel's got Bernie's curse. And let's take a quick look at the other match.
We were both good.
Let's take a look at the other match. By the way, I just want to point out, by making the semifinals, you've already qualified for 300 cyans. So, and gasolemall, you qualified for the quarterfinals, and you got 200 in your bank. So,
nice.
Yeah,
I'm going to buy all those.
all the jerseys. And hopefully, shout out to Cyanide and Focus. Hopefully, they'll give us something else to buy with those cyans too. Maybe like cheerleaders or different race-specific cheerleaders or something. I don't know. But so you'll be. We're all playing. If we make the final here, we'll get 400 for making the final. If you win the whole shebang, it's 500. But Meteors put it directly into the competition. So once I close the competition, I think it should award you your cyans directly. I don't know, and you could check after this, gasolemall. Maybe you could let me know if once you lose and you're out of the competition anyway, whether it just awards you your cyans automatically.
Okay.
But let me know.
No, I haven't learned that. Nope.
Okay. So it might be when I have to close the competition. So it looks like one of the coaches pulled their team out after they left, and I hope that doesn't affect whether they automatically receive their cyans or not. So, but yeah, I guess we'll all find out. So basically, if you lose, don't pull your team out, because you might not get your cyans automatically.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the other match in the semifinals, trying to move to the finals, is as you see, that Nurgle team, the Baltimore Blood, versus the team that's near and dear to my heart, the Swagger Squad, the High Elves. So, so taking a look at this Nurgle team, or the High Elves, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? V, we'll start with you.
I'm just looking at the Nurgle team, and obviously his Beast is out, which is it's going to be a big deal. I think that is nice that he's out. only going to go into the game with 11 players as well, so a couple of rotters getting removed is going to would be handy.
Yeah, that was.
Just
Thank you
two
very much to
tackle
Chaz Davidson
pieces.
who managed to take that beast
Yeah,
out.
done you a favour, yeah, just the two tackle pieces. So I haven't looked at your team yet, how you fared from that last game, but
I don't think we took any
for an elf
injuries.
team, I don't think there's a huge amount here to be really scared of. The claw's not nice, but again, same with the orcs. If you're not gonna want to trade with them anyway, so hopefully it's gonna be a case of only one claw per turn if if it goes according to plan.
He's only got 30,000, so he's not going to be able to buy a beast. So that disturbing presence until he'll be out. Sorry.
Yeah, that this is out. I was going to say that. So maybe that.
Yeah, and you're going to be lower on TV regardless, I think.
Yeah, 1960 versus, and somehow my guys are all still healthy. I got 1800 though, so I'm not that far off. The beast being out, takes his TV down significantly, but this could get me a wizard, especially because I didn't spend any money on this match, so I got a 140 in the bank.
You got 1400 anyway, so
yeah. Backslap Blake has the level.
You got a wizard.
But yeah, if I want it, but remember, my TV is a little underrepresented because I don't have I'm missing a guy. I only have 10 players on the roster, so I'll be coming in with a journeyman.
And then when that guy 20 levels, is he gonna go up? Yeah.
Yep. So I'm missing a journeyman. So this is interesting.
What are you thinking for that? What are you thinking for that level up?
Oh, for Backslap Blake?
Yeah.
I'd have to really take a hard look at his roster and figure out what I'm missing here. I mean, you know what? I think I'll take strength.
Good choice.
I think I'll just go ahead and roll 2 6s and get strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be nice, right? But he's only got one guard piece, so I'll be able to jump cages if I want to.
A blodging leaper, and he has no sure hands, so
He's got 2 tackle
maybe
pieces.
There's an obvious choice.
Yeah, with the strip
It's
ball.
probably-
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Well,
Unless
I
he
think
loves
that
agility, then maybe agility would be better, but for a leaper.
a wizard could make the difference here with Nagel team. I think.
Yeah, very true. Wizard could hit them in a way that most, that it doesn't hit all teams the same way. And I think that it didn't end up hurting Dino because he spent his own money against me, but he bought a wizard. He emptied his bank. He had 150K, and we had the exact same TV, and he bought a wizard. But then I just think with elves and Skaven, there are certain teams wizards are not as effective against. Maybe against wood elves and Skaven in a way because it could really do a lot of damage. So a bad fireball could wipe out half of the team. But but for the most part, yeah, I think but a wizard against Nurgle, it's good for you to point out. gasolemall is it could be devastating. It's hard enough for them to get their hands on the ball as it is.
Yeah, the chances are the guy that's the only one that's going to be able to pick up the ball is the one that's going to get wizarded as well. So
yeah, and he doesn't have any
and
agility on the team. This is not.
Yeah,
this
not
team is
only
not
is the
built
one-
to handle the ball or score much. They just basically try to kill you, and then if you're still standing at the end of the match, you win. Oh, he's got an extra arms. Jan's the best of
Well,
arms.
that's what I mean. That guy with the extra arms, chances are he is going to be one that is going to be collecting the ball unless he goes with the blodger. But I guess maybe with the extra arms. But then you have that with the extra arms. He's lost a tackle and a mighty blow if he's the one with the ball.
True.
So that's one more tackle off the pitch. But
True. We will see. We shall see. So, but thank you guys again for putting on a great show. Thanks for your insight here on the matchups. And you guys are looking at it in the chat. If you're seeing it here, Froth Fighters versus Mom Didn't Hug Me Enough, Baltimore Blood versus Swagger Squad. We will be scheduling soon, and hopefully we can wrap up the second season of the Champion Cup hopefully this week, and pronounce a second champion.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks coaches. Great job today. And thank you all in the chat for sticking with us and the insight from the chat and the comments. Really appreciate it. Good night, guys.
Wish the best of luck to VPower. Night.
Thank you. Thanks, gasolemall.
Bye.